Hello, welcome to the Nevada Real Estate Post. I'm your host, Jeff. Today we're going to be talking about inflation and we're going to be talking about the increase in the housing market. So, everyone out there, get ready! All right, let's start with inflation. So, I've read out there, according to the government, according to other stats, inflation they're looking at as about 5.4% increase this year. Now, depending upon what you look at, I've seen some of them down as low as 2, I've seen 5, I've seen them 5.3, I've seen all that reported from the government. Well, according to a report I recently read, they are actually changing the way they changed this a few years ago how they look at inflation. It used to be at one time inflation was looked at as a like for like product. So you went down, you bought a basket of goods, all of them, whatever you like. The next year you buy the same basket of goods and let's see how much the price goes up. Well, according to this, they don't do that anymore. What they do, and I'm going to take steaks, for example, beef, because that's a huge increase right now. In fact, according to NPR, steak or beef has gone up this year 12.2%. So at 5.4, really? Anyway, 12.2%. So let's take, for example, you're going to go buy a ribeye steak last year, and it was $10 a pound. Well, this year, that same ribeye has jumped up to $16 a pound. Well, they don't look at it that way. It's still beef, so rather than buy ribeye, you're now buying, top sirloin, which is only $12 a pound, so it went up very little. That means you have a lower inflation rate. And that's how they figure this out now. They're no longer doing like for like, they're doing household goods, what you're buying. Downgrade. So that BMW you bought last year, yeah, this year you got to buy a Hyundai. Sorry. Still transportation, right? No, that's actually what they do. It's for political reasons. It makes everybody look better. It makes it, that they can print more money, which, as we know, they're printing ridiculous amounts of money right now. So we're having this happen and we're having inflation go up. Now let's jump into the housing market. So houses right now, through the pandemic, we didn't have enough construction going on for the demand. We have a lot of demand for houses now. People are moving. People are having kids. People are wanting to get out and get their own place. Rents are skyrocketing. So people who are renting now want to turn around and buy something. Because of this, because we have a shortage of houses, supply and demand, it's driving the housing pricing up. On top of that, we have a supply chain issue. We don't have enough product. We've heard that, a few months ago, year ago, when lumber was just ridiculously priced. So we have this lumber shortage issue. We have a labor shortage issue. So skilled labor shortage issue on building those houses. So between that, they're having to pay more labor. They're having to buy more in wood. So it's driving the prices up of new homes, which then drag all the other homes up at the same time. So this is what we're seeing in the housing market. Now, will this continue? Chances are it probably will for a while. We're not going to see any supply issues all of a sudden hugely jump. It's just not happening. We're not seeing labor, just tons of people coming into the labor market to make that drop. We're still seeing a housing shortage right now. So with all of this in play, will the houses continue to go up? Probably, more than likely for a while now. They're predicting at least through the end of the year, or through the end of next year, unless something catastrophic happens. Now, let's talk numbers in houses so you can see how this corresponds, that 5.4% really. Anyway, in August, we saw a jump of 23.8% year over year in housing. In September, we saw 17.6% jump. That's here in the Valley now, those two numbers. So we've seen these prices jump up. The rental market, I mentioned that a moment ago. You're seeing people that are claiming, that they paid, let's say, $1,200 a month last year for rent. Now they're up to $1,700, $1,800 a month. That $700 a month guy is now $1,000 a month, $1,100 a month, all just in one year. It's jumped up that much for the rental market too. So I bring this up, especially the rental market. If you're a tenant out there and you're looking at buying, you're still looking at an increase in housing. It's going to be going up for a while. Interest rates are down for a while. You've got to get into something so at least your shelter, your house, we all have to have shelter unless you want to go homeless. You have that shelter, at least it's a fixed price. You know, you have to fix, as long as you get that 30-year fixed loan, it doesn't change. Your shelter remains the same. Everything else can go up, but at least it does, that part don't go up. If you're looking at moving up in a house, selling yours, getting something bigger, well, you get top dollar for yours right now. You're getting some good money for your house. Most people, I'm sure, are not buried in their home anymore. So you're going to have some equity. Take that equity, put it into something a little bit bigger. Well, what happens when the price per square foot goes up on yours, but also goes up on the next house that's larger square footage? Well, the spread gets more, and you're going to pay even more for that house. So your buying power will be smaller by selling yours and getting another one as time goes on. So now's the time to make those moves too. If you're looking at doing it, lateral moves, always a lateral move. Just buy, sell yours, get into something else. It's lateral. You're changing neighborhoods. You're doing something like that. That's typically, you're not going to see huge increases at that point. You're just fine doing that. Anyway, if you have any other questions about the housing market, please give me a call. You can reach me at this number right here. I'd love to see your comments down below, what you're seeing with inflation, what your thoughts are on it, the increases, the rent increases. Maybe you had a friend that went way up. I'd love to hear some of the stories of how people are struggling, because we all are now. Everything's going up so much in price. I'd love to hear some of this, what your thoughts are on everything. So leave me a comment below. Anyway, everyone out there, make it a great day.